Okie dokie. We're back.
Episode 4.
We're back.
What should we label this as?
Let's call this one Holiday Hacks and Our Experience with Fasting.
Yeah. Bit of everything. We've both just been on holiday. Both recently got back. You were in Lanzarote for a week.
Yeah.
And I was in Croatia for 10 days. So I'm just going to speak about some of the things we did to try and mitigate and avoid some of the problems that you might find health-wise when travelling and being on holiday and not being able to eat or drink as you normally would. Which think's a good place to start with this one? Should we start with the EMF?
Let's start with things that you need to do or get or understand before you go on holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So planning before you go on holiday,
So
sort of thing.
planning before you go on holiday, if you know what I
Okay.
mean. Yeah. Okay. So first things first, if you've listened to our first couple of podcasts, 2 or 3 podcasts, you're going to understand the dangers and certain protocols that you might need when it comes to EMF. What EMF means. If you don't know what it means electromagnetic frequencies or radiation, to put it in short terms, and how that affects your health, basically.
And we clarified in one of the other episodes that the one we're specifically talking about is non-native EMF. So non-native is man-made. So something like the radiation that comes from your phone or your laptop, anything like that. Whereas native EMF is natural. It's the sun or grounding, that type of thing.
For sure. So non-native EMF is, like you just said, Lou, everything that is man-made, all of this radiation that we are drowning in today's society, and we don't even realise that we're drowning in it.
Surrounded by it
We are
all day, really.
surrounded in it, yeah, for sure. So when you go to a place like an airport, that's, especially for me and you, that's considered an EMF hellhole, because you've got so many electronics in one building. It's a fucking joke.
And Wi-Fi everywhere.
You got Wi-Fi everywhere. You've got
Even the towers that they use to communicate with the planes.
100%. That's part of it. Even the computer screens that people use to check you in and all this other stuff. You've got TVs on the walls to tell you the flight times. You've got plug sockets everywhere.
Plug sockets are even in the chairs now, aren't they?
Plug sockets in the chairs. You've got even I seen this in Lanzarote in the airport when we were coming back. They even had certain, like, it was almost like a plug station.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Do you know what I mean? Like a charging station, so you can just go there and put your phone on charge and whatever else. But we can also speak about, again, to go a little bit like shout out to Black Alchemy Solutions, but talking about the free Wi-Fi and the dangers of that and all that. But that's a little bit out of our expertise, let's say.
Yeah.
But
we're not as
not
clued
yet.
up.
Yeah, we're not yet.
Quite novice to that, but
Yeah. We'll speak about that as we learn about it ourselves more, and hopefully we can kind of educate you alongside.
as we get better.
Yeah. Exactly. Alongside ourselves as we educate ourselves with it. So, yeah. Firstly, to refresh the point, when you go to somewhere like an airport, you're getting a lot of exposure to radiation. Ridiculous.
Non-native EMF.
Ridiculous amounts, way more than you're used to, unless you work in somewhere like a massive office building with a lot of radiation in there, or non-native EMF in there already, or if you work in an airport and whatever else already as well, then you're probably exposed to it a lot more than the general public is. But
I mean, slightly off topic, but we spoke about it in the first episode where we said about air conditioning and recycled air. That's all the airport is, isn't it?
for sure.
And what people don't realise is most airports they're made of glass, aren't they? There's no natural light coming in to an airport.
For sure.
We spoke about blue light. Probably don't need to touch on that again. But even just being behind window glass can be bad. Long periods of time.
It blocks out most of the
It blocks all
the
UV.
good frequency. Yeah.
100% UV, and it blocks 60% red light. So
sure.
you're getting warped light exposure pretty much.
Yeah. the natural sun exposure that you'd get when you're outside is totally different to the sun exposure that you get through a glass window. That's in your car, that's in the airport, that's wherever, that's in the office building, in a school, whatever else. So yeah, you're drowning in non-native EMF. There's no place to ground for you as well to protect yourself in an airport, really, because there's a lot of wiring and the floor is artificial as well. There's no kind of natural grass for you to sit on. There is a load of blue light everywhere. So,
And as well, you're always in an airport for at least 4 or 5 hours, aren't you? It's never a quick in and out. Especially if you're
100%.
flying long distance as well. You might have to stop over at a few airports, or you're on the plane itself for a long time. It's highly toxic environment.
it is indeed. And then you've got the airport, 3-4 hours, whatever it is that you're there for. And then you get onto a plane, and the plane is basically a flying microwave oven, because you've got a shitload of radiation within that actual aeroplane. There's no place for it to ground anyway, because you're so high up in the sky. So you're getting exposed to, again, a ridiculous amount of non-native EMF when you're on the plane as well. And there's no place for you to really hide.
Dehydrates you.
It dehydrates you a lot.
Yeah.
That's why when you're on the plane, you feel that dehydration when you're there, don't you?
I was going to say, for my last fight, when we were flying on the plane, I remember I landed and weighed in, and I'd lost a decent amount of weight.
Oh yeah, no.
Even though I was drinking more, and I'd ate a little bit as well, because I thought I can afford to eat a little bit for the weigh-in, I still lost a decent amount. And that wasn't even like a good thing, really, because it felt a bit more sluggish.
No, same here. I was the exact same when I flew to Denmark to fight. I came off the plane, and a couple hours later, we had a weigh-in, and I was bang on weight pretty much. Even though, like you said, I did the exact same. Had a bit of food and had a lot of water as well to keep me hydrated, but I still lost a lot. So, yeah, it's something that people may not realize, especially if they're not in touch with their bodies. People, again, I see this on the way there and on the way back. People drink on the plane. I mean, alcohol. So you're doubly dehydrating yourself. What people don't realize as well with alcohol is it is massively dehydrating.
And at an altitude as well, it's like quite common. People only have a couple, and do you mean they're bladdered, aren't they?
For sure.
That's why a lot of people get kicked off of flights quite easily, because they have 2 or 3. Like, I always have that amount, but it hits you a lot harder because, like you said, you're getting dehydrated by the EMF and then the altitude as well.
For sure. And then that starts to basically not allow your body to recover from the toxins and the shit that you're putting into it as easily as you normally would.
Just burning the candle for both ends.
You are indeed.
And what were you speaking about before?
You're right.
Okay. How did you mitigate it?
So, okay, let's now get onto the topic of, firstly, point number 1 is you're gonna get exposed to a lot of EMF, non-native EMF. You're gonna get exposed to a lot of blue light. There's no place for you to ground. There's no natural sunlight. These are all problems.
And even all the food in the airport shit, isn't it?
The food in the airport's shit. You probably have extra safety precautions for the food in the airports, because it might go through irradiation scanning things and whatever else.
Can't take your glass bottled water.
You can't take a glass bottle. You can't take a glass bottle of water unless you got your own bottle.
Have you seen Paul Saladino takes his coconuts through the airport?
He does, yeah, and uses them as his hydration tool. That's a good idea.
It's a good idea, but I can't see myself ever doing that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you'd be a bit mad.
So I couldn't imagine turning up. My mum grabs the bags and there's coconuts in it.
Yeah, you'd be a bit mad walking around with a few coconuts in your hand in the airport, like. So yeah, all these things, like we said in the first few podcasts, are bad for your health. They are massively dehydrating, and they're messing up your mitochondria. So if you already have a health problem, you already have a heart condition, you already have a brain condition, your mitochondria is already in poor health. So when you go to a place like an airport and you get onto an airplane and you're exposed to this large amount of non-native EMF and blue light and all these other things with no place for you to kind of outlet this back into nature, then you are at risk of having a heart attack, having a brain aneurysm or whatever else, because you're spending that much time in a not just a normal toxic environment, because a lot of household environments are toxic, let's
most
say.
places are.
This is like extreme extreme toxicity, you know. So a few things you can do to help yourself in this situation. Number one suggestion from me is to look into EMF protecting clothing. So you can get clothing with silver lining in it that actually protects you from radiation. It protects you from this non-native EMF.
Why does silver protect you from it? I don't even know.
I wouldn't know myself, to be honest. I'm not clever enough to. I mean, I haven't looked into it, to be honest.
I mean, I've seen
Let's say that
videos of people, you know, with them little EMF devices, what they called.
trimeter.
That's it, yeah. Holding them next to the clothing, and it just the signal goes dead because there's no EMF.
For
It
sure.
can't penetrate through it.
For sure. Silver's a very interesting element because it's antibacterial, antifungal. It blocks EMF. It does loads of crazy things, you know, but maybe we can look into that and kind of educate that to the people a little bit more in detail. Anyhow, you can get EMF blocking clothing that will basically protect you from the radiation that you're going to be experiencing on a flight, in the airport, etc., etc. You can get beanies for your hat. Remember we spoke about in previous podcasts, most of your mitochondria is
In your heart and your brain.
it's the most dense around your heart and your brain. So if you can get a beanie to cover your brain, you can get a hoodie to cover your heart. You basically mitigated the main things that you need to protect yourself with. You can get full clothing basically with EMF protection, right down from pants to socks to even underwear, t-shirts, hoodies, gloves. You can even get a face scarf as well. Balaclava, not that you're going to wear that to the airport, but you know, things like that. So I would suggest that you look into that for yourself. Again, I'm not going to plug any company because
You can pay us first.
yeah, but I basically use that myself. I know Health, the website Health, which I'm an ambassador for, actually have EMF blocking fanny packs as well, so you can put your phone, your AirPods, your whatever else that you use while you're traveling. Not that we
condone AirPods.
We do not condone AirPods. Definitely not. Way too much EMF going straight into your brain.
I was going to touch on that, but
And that's
in a minute. But
yeah.
I want you to finish your point first.
Finishing the point, you can get clothing with silver lining that's going to block you from getting exposed to large amounts of non-native EMF. Basically, wear that in the airport, wear that on the plane, and that's going to stop you getting exposed to that high amount of electronic charge that you don't really need in your body, basically. So that's step one for you to look into yourself, find the things that you want to wear or the parts of your body that you want to protect yourself from, and yeah, take shit from there, basically.
I was going to say, as well as being trapped in the microwave oven, that was the analogy you used, wasn't it? On a plane, take it a step further. Most people on the plane are sat with headphones on or AirPods.
For sure.
So they're just, like I said, burning the candle at both ends.
They are, yeah, indeed.
Not only are you getting radiated just by sitting on the plane, full stop,
You're
but
radiating
then
yourself.
radiating your brain even further. And I saw a lot of even pregnant women in the airport, and even like babies on the plane.
Small babies as well.
I was thinking, surely that can't be good. It's never good to step foot on a plane, but if you're pregnant, like what? I mean,
it's even worse. And don't forget this as well. Small children, even young adults, the thickness of your skull hasn't fully developed yet. So your skull stops.
And your the myelin sheath stops developing when you're 25.
It's the same with the thickness of your skull. It's from like 21 to 25. So your brain hasn't fully developed the protective mechanisms that nature has provided you with until you are in your mid-20s, early to mid-20s. So
That's why Jack Rue says, that's why companies don't let you rent a car until you're 25.
for sure.
For that reason. And why he always says, classically, people under the age of 25 do stupid things. One of the big reasons is because the brain hasn't fully developed.
It hasn't.
Once you hit 25, 26, that's when you sort of go through a new phase of looking at life a bit differently.
You're a lot more mature.
Yeah.
But your brain is kind of fully developed then. If you're under the age of 25, any amount of EMF, non-native EMF that you are exposed to is going to hit your brain and damage your brain.
It gets through easier, doesn't it?
It gets through easier because there's less protection.
Yeah.
So imagine that for a young baby whose skull is still really soft, and then these young children are getting exposed to crazy amounts of EMF. They're having iPads as very small kids.
Yeah.
They're getting put on planes with iPads in front of them and headphones on as well. I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? With zero protection, and you are literally, like you just said, burning the candle from every end.
Even worse, I see the kid on the plane as well. The baby's getting fed powdered milk. What's it called? Baby formula.
Yeah.
That shit. Have you ever read the ingredients on that?
It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just pure poison.
It is.
So yeah, it's just, don't put your kids on a plane with an iPad. And I mean, it's easy for us to say this because we don't have kids, isn't it?
No,
But even,
better yet,
even
listen.
still.
When I have children and I take them on holiday with me, I'm just going to have them wearing EMF protecting clothing. If they are going to have something in their ears, they're going to have wired
I was going to say air tubes.
air tubes, not normal kind of earphones or headphones. You can get air tubes, which basically transfers the sound through air. So there's no electricity kind of going through the actual wiring of the headphone or the earphone. So it's not radiating you as much.
That's a good alternative.
That's a very good alternative. Again, that's a little health hack for you to take away with you when you are on a plane and you want to listen to your audio book or a podcast, or you want to listen to your music, or even if your ears are popping and things like that. Sometimes it happens to me, and I like to stick my air tubes in for that reason as well, just to give my brain a little bit of my ears, a little bit of a protection.
Go and click the link in the description. Go and find something.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we'll have to kind of recommend the things that we use ourselves anyway when it comes to EMF clothing and air tubes and all these other things. We are Boncharge affiliates as well, so Boncharge do certain headphones and earphones and things like that that are a lot more beneficial to your health than these AirPods and these things that are actually completely frying your brain basically. So yes, protect yourself with EMF clothing. You can even get EMF clothing shawls as well. So your kids might not want to wear clothes. They might want to be in shorts and t-shirts and have their legs and arms and head exposed or whatever.
It looks like
else.
a sauna suit, doesn't it, almost?
It's just like a shawl, basically.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's like a blanket. You can get EMF blocking blankets. Do you know what I mean?
I've seen them.
I've seen them. So again, do your research. Don't take my word for it. You've got the internet on your phone, especially if you're listening to this podcast. So yeah, all we're here to do is give you the idea, and then you run along with it and make it useful. Anyhow,
is there anything else to talk about?
Yes.
In terms of planning?
Yes, there is. Make sure that you have a large amount of healthy fats, omega-3s, DHA, which is basically omega-3s in a more sciencey way, the night before or the week before you fly. So make sure that you're getting at least a meal or two of fishing, good quality fish, oily fish, even better than
animal fats. Butter,
lots of animal fats,
tallow.
Lots of butter. Exactly. Make sure that you stock up and charge your body up. Make sure that you're getting the ground in. Make sure that you are spending a little bit more time in the sun so that you are putting your mitochondria in the best state for it to be in before you go,
Before it takes a hit.
before it takes a hit. Exactly. Before you go and damage it for 5, 6, 12, 24 hours, whatever amount of hours that you're flying for. So that's an important little tip for you to do.
Why should someone eat high fat, say the night before? What's the reasons that we give? Insulate you, protect you.
Basically. So this myelin sheath that we're talking about and all this other stuff is basically made of fat.
Yeah.
Most of your
It's
brain is
cholesterol.
most of your brain is made of fat. So if you're on a low fat diet, then your brain isn't getting the protection
Yeah.
that it would normally get from the natural foods that we would eat in nature. So yeah, we need to make sure that we boost the amount of fats that we have so that we can get that level of brain protection, heart protection, things like
And
this.
nerves as well. It's the same
Nerve
material
endings,
that
it's all the same.
protects your nerves, yeah.
It's all the same for sure. I remember Jack Cruz speaking about this as well, and don't quote me on this, but I believe if you're sat on the plane and while you're sat on the plane, you can slightly ground yourself if you take your shoes off, socks off, and put bare skin contact to the metal part of the seat. I believe he said, because the metal part of the seat
I don't remember. I've
is
never heard him say it.
yeah, so it basically it's a bit more grounded than every other part of the plane. So yeah, again, don't quote me on that, but
I'll look into that. I've
yeah.
never heard that before.
Yeah, I'll have a little look. But yeah, number 1, EMF protecting clothing. Number 2, you can wear blue light blocking glasses. Again, Bond Chargers, who we like and what we use, the company that we use to get our EMF blocking and our blue light blocking glasses from. You can get prescription ones, you can get different lenses and all this other stuff. The ones that are clear, the blue light blocking glasses I'm talking about, the ones that are clear are not as strong at blocking the whole spectrum of blue light as the completely orange ones. So you have clear ones, you have kind of yellowy ones, and then you have the completely orange, dark orange ones, and the dark orange ones are the ones that protect you the most, basically.
You can have daytime ones which are more clear, and as it gets to nighttime, or even early morning, say past sunset or before sunrise when it's dark outside, that's when the red ones come on, because they block 100% of blue light, which is that 400 nanometer to 550 nanometer light frequency.
For sure, yeah.
Should we move on to something else maybe?
So
Maybe once you've landed, or have you got more?
I would say that's the main thing, really. EMF protecting clothing, blue light blocking glasses. Now you've protected yourself from most of the non-native EMF and most of the blue light that you're going to get exposed to on planes. Make sure that you hydrate yourself a lot. I would take some sort of electrolyte packs as well with you to the airport. That's what I did. I made sure that every one of my family members had a bottle of water with electrolytes in it before we even got to the airport. So on the way to the airport, I made sure everybody got that. You can put creatine in as well to help you retain, to help you basically have more water in your muscles. It kind of hydrates you at a different level. And yeah,
That'll help protect your brain as well a little bit, won't it?
It does. Creatine helps protect your brain too. It helps your body hold more water, basically.
Have you seen the UFC sort of protocol for when brain damage?
For when you get concussed.
That's it.
Yeah. You're meant to take, I think, 15 plus grams of creatine a day for the next. It's probably more, yeah.
Like,
it's probably
average
more.
is like 5 grams, isn't it?
Yeah.
They prescribe like a lot more, maybe like at least 8 times more, sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Just got to be careful when you are creating loading that you drink a lot of water because your body needs a lot of water.
I've never actually tried it.
Yeah.
You can either load it or you can just take 5 grams a day, but it takes a few weeks to saturate in your muscles, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, for sure. But when you load it, you might get the shits and little things like that. You know, it can upset your stomach a little bit.
To be honest, I've never heard anyone say anything good about creatine loading. I've always heard people complain about something, so
It's not ideal.
I'd recommend just slowly ease yourself into it.
I recommend taking 5 grams a day as a standard dose and just keep it at that, as a daily protocol. It's not ideal to get concussed, and it's not ideal to creatine load unless you're a fighter all the time, you know what I mean? So for fighters, yeah, that can be something that you can look into for yourself and try. But for everybody else, the average population, take 5 grams a day. Make sure that you take electrolytes before you get to the airport, and maybe have a bottle of water while you're in the airport, checking your bags in right before you get into security. Cool. Now you've done most of the things that you can do to protect yourself from
EMF.
non-native EMF. Yeah, for sure.
Should we talk about once you've landed?
Yeah, go on. Have you got any suggestions?
I was going to say try to ground.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what I would say. I would say as soon as you get off the plane, the first thing that you should do is put your bags down. Whatever time of day it is, it could be middle of the night, it could be the first thing in the morning, it can be in the afternoon. Get out of your hotel room or apartment room or wherever you're staying, and basically get some bare skin contact onto the floor.
Find some grass or water. What else?
The best option is jumping in the sea, because the salty seawater is super semiconductive, so it holds even more free electrons, which is the negative charge. So once you've built up all this positive charge from all this radiation that you've experienced on the plane,
because inflammation is positively charged. Or no, sorry, it's caused by too much positive charge in your system.
Yes, so you can be inflamed coming off an airport. You could be holding more water in your face. You could be, if you have an injury. I seen a lad actually who had I think he must have had a calf injury or something, because he had a compression socks on. But I remember towards the end of the flight, I think he got up to go for a piss or whatever, and he was literally hobbling. His leg looked bigger because it had basically inflamed because of all the amount of radiation that he had.
I was going to say, I know a lad who recently, he went on a lad's holiday, broke his hand. It was in a sling. He went to get on the plane. He said, "What have you done?" I broke my hand maybe like 2 days ago. Like, no, you're not getting on. You go back in the airport. You have to wait there for another day or two to get a flight back, just because of that.
Health and safety reasons, yeah. So again, if you have certain health conditions, I would thoroughly research that before you jump on a plane and start drinking and putting AirPods in and doing all these other things that are basically burning a candle from every end, So you can really mess yourself up doing that. Yeah, as soon as you land, get in the ocean. That's going to basically ground you back, get rid of all of this positive radiation that you've picked up.
Yeah, neutralise your system.
Get
some negative charge in as well.
If you can't jump straight in the ocean, just get out, get your bare feet on the ground, on the grass, and let Mother Nature take all of this positive charge radiation out of your body for you. Try and spend at least 20 minutes, half an hour grounded as soon as you come off a plane. Make sure that you're extra hydrated. Get another pack of electrolytes in you. Super hydrate everything again, because you're going to be super dehydrated coming off of this plane. So they're the things that I suggest. Another thing that I suggest when you come off a plane, if you're in a different time zone, as tired as you are, try and get up in the morning. Ideally, see the sunrise to reset your circadian rhythm. Again, we spoke about this and how the sunrise resets your circadian rhythm.
It'll make it easier the first day. It'll be hardest, but it'll make it easier for the rest of the holiday. Especially if you're away for a long time, it'll get you back on track quicker.
It will indeed. But even if you don't get up for sunrise, as soon as you get up, whatever time it is, go straight outside of your hotel room, apartment room, whatever. Get your eyes, without glasses, without contact lenses in.
Not behind the window.
Behind the window.
No blockages.
No blockages. Get your bare eyes out into Mother Nature, basically, into sunlight, and allow that to kind of start to reset your circadian rhythm a little bit so that you can adapt to the time zone that you're in. Again, me and Lou didn't really have to do this as much because I was in Lanzarote and it's the same
Yeah.
time zone as the UK and you was only an hour ahead, right? So,
hour ahead, it was on like a 3-hour flight,
yeah,
so
for
it wasn't
sure.
that bad.
Likewise.
But when I was in Australia last year, it was hot. It was hard the first couple of days, especially the first day you land and you're trying to stay awake. It's morning, but my circadian rhythm is set to like, what was it, 11 hours later or earlier. You don't know what time of day it is. You don't know what's going on really. Got to stay awake, try to see the sunset, blue light glasses on, and then go to sleep.
Trust me, I experienced it when I went to Australia as well. Exact same. It's hard to adjust, but you've got to spend them first, like you said, 2 or 3 days, really try and catch the sunrise, really try and block as much unnatural light as possible. As soon as the sun goes down, try and black out everything and go to bed as early as you can. And that'll start to help you set back into the time zone that you're in. So, yeah, for sure. That's another holiday hack. Another holiday hack that you can do for when you get into actual hotel room. And you might land super late and you're about to go to sleep and all this, that, the other. Again, any form of light is going to start messing with your circadian rhythm. So try and block out as much light as you can in the hotel room. A lot of hotel rooms have TVs in. The TVs typically have a red or blue light on the in one of the corners to let you know that the TV is on by the plug, but it needs turning on by the remote.
Yeah.
Try and take some black tape or something like that with you for you to tape over the actual TV, because even that small amount of light is still affecting your biological system. So that can throw you off and it can stop you sleeping at night. I know it stops me sleeping at night, to be fair. So make sure I take some black tape so I can tape over the light that's on the TV. I can disconnect the phone that's on the nightstand as well, because again that's radiation,
Have you seen the people?
non-native EMF
Seen the
that I
people
don't need right next to my head while I'm sleeping for 8 hours. But go
I've
on.
seen the people who carry around the red light bulbs at hotel rooms.
That's something that,
I mean, you can do.
Listen, if you want to
I
go
don't know.
extreme,
Yeah.
again, bond charge. I would, if I was you, I'd look into the country and the light screws, because you might have a screw in one, you might have a
Yeah, I made that mistake.
bayonet one, you know. So try and figure that out. Maybe take some red light bulbs with you so you can screw them in and put them into your nightstand or whatever. So that's a little hack that you can do in your hotel room. So we speak about air conditioning and the effects of
Yeah.
that, because that's another big thing. Because obviously mostly we go to different countries for the weather and it's super hot, and
So it's harder to sleep
it
sometimes
is hard to
because
sleep.
it's too hot outside.
It is hard to sleep, and then we end up putting the air conditioner on full blast, and then we end up waking up with a mild cold, basically, because we've exposed ourselves to a crazy temperature difference that's not natural.
So you've got off the plane, it's really hot. Your body's in like a bit of shock almost because it's a different environment. You've gone from really hot and then you're like, oh, I'm going to sleep, make it really cold. So you've gone from two extremes quite quickly. And we spoke about this before, but air conditioning, just recycled air.
It is.
It's not fresh air. It's not new air coming in with wind. It's just a tiny little box room circulating the same air, and you're just constantly breathing in other people's shit or your own shit. Can't be filtered out. It's just the same, like I said, recycled air. So that's why you'll end up a lot of the times feeling ill, or like you said, with a mild cold, because that's all you've been breathing in for the whole 8 hours you've been asleep.
For sure. If you are going to put the aircon on, put it on lightly. Put it on only a little bit. Put it on the lowest
Or a
kind of
timer.
fan setting, or on a timer, exactly, for an hour or two for when you're asleep or when you're first asleep, and then you can go off. And that's what I do with the aircon usually. I just put it on the mildest setting, so I'm still getting a little bit of air going in and out through the room, but I'm not getting exposed to a crazy temperature difference.
Like I was saying to you, first night when I was away, I was arguing with my mum about putting the aircon on. I lost it on the first night, so the aircon went on. I woke up in the morning, my little brother had a cold, he was blowing his nose non-stop. I woke up, my throat was dead dry, and then after that I was like, no, the aircon is staying off. As soon as it went off the next night, felt better. I didn't wake up with the dry throat, and as a collective, we all said in the morning, yeah, it was better without it.
That's it. The proof is in the pudding. Again, don't believe us. Try it for yourself.
What else should we speak about?
Let's speak about sunscreen.
I was just going to say that.
Let's speak about sunscreen.
Yeah,
Because
this is not medical advice. Don't listen to us. We know nothing. We're just two unqualified idiots sat on a bench talking shit. Don't listen to us.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't wear sun cream once.
I did not wear sun cream once on holiday either. So how can we go to Lanzarote or Croatia where it was late 20s, early 30s every day of the week, and I don't know about you, but I was out in the sun for a long time.
Same.
Pretty much all day. I tried to get maximum amount of sun exposure, and I didn't get burnt. Firstly, if you haven't built up what I call your solar callus, meaning you get calluses on your hands from when you're gripping the barbell all the time, to use a fitness analogy, your skin gets better at handling sunlight the more sun you expose it to.
It's like a base tan.
It's like a base tan, exactly. So if you are super pale and you never get out in the sun, then expect to get burnt when you go to a different country.
Not even get out in the sun, because plenty of people might go for walks, but it's if your skin's covered.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's all good going outside, but if you're covered head to toe in clothes, then you're still not technically getting sun exposure.
You're not, no. Exactly. So if you're not getting your bare skin out in the sun in the UK, where the sun is a lot milder, then there's a big chance that you're going to get burnt when you go to Turkey and it's 45 degrees in the middle of summer, if you know what I mean.
I was going to say...
So that's a big, massive extremity. You're going from one extreme to another extreme, you know, so you haven't built up the tolerance to actually have enough protection in your skin naturally to protect you from the sun exposure to allow you to not have to wear sunscreen.
I was going to say, it's good to clarify that when we say build up base tan, we're talking about all year round. It's not just the summer comes, go outside. You need to be doing it in winter as well. You need to expose your skin, your bare skin, as much as you can to the sun in the winter to prepare for the summer months.
Yes.
So you don't burn. And
in the winter time, you can get a tan from the inside out by exposing yourself to more cold. So getting in the ice baths, getting in the cold plunges, having cold showers in the winter, because that's when you're actually meant to do it.
Just wear minimal clothing.
That's when you're meant to do it, in the winter. When you do that and you actually embrace the winter, then you actually retain your summer tan throughout the winter months as well, because what the cold exposure is doing is it's keeping your mitochondria healthy, it's reducing the amount of inflammation in your body and doing all the beneficial things, the grounding and all these other things that we're speaking
melanin.
about. It produces
more melanin.
It produces more melanin from the inside. Because if you've done this, when you start getting regular ice baths, cold showers, your body starts getting better at heating itself up from the inside. So you actually start producing heat, this infrared heat from the inside out. That's what you're getting exposed to basically via sunlight from the outside. When you are in the summer, you're getting exposed to infrared light, basically, and near infrared light. So, yeah.
Produce more internal UV.
You
That's where
produce
you get. That's part of the reason why you tan more or you tan better for when the summer comes.
for sure. So if you're doing that in the winter, you're going to build up this solar callus a lot more all year round.
Yeah.
So expose yourself to as much sun as possible. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is. In the winter months, make sure that you get out in nature with minimal clothes on. Expose yourself to a lot more cold than
Yeah.
you're used to.
I mean, you're automatically going to get colder, aren't you, just by exposing your skin to the sun
For sure.
when it's the winter months.
For sure.
But I always use the example of you've got your typical British family. They avoid the sun all year round. Eventually, when the summer comes and they go outside and get in the sun, it's on the week holiday in Benidorm. So not only have they avoided the UK sun all year round, which is, that's their natural environment, that's the light exposure that they genetically are meant to be exposed to. They haven't built up a base tan, and then they fly on the plane for a few hours to a different environment where they're not used to that light environment, with zero base tan, no solar callus at all, and then wonder why they burn.
Exactly. It's just setting yourself up for failure, basically, isn't it? So, yeah, if you do all these other things that we're telling you to do, get out in nature and embrace nature all year round, then you're naturally going to have a baseline tan. You're naturally going to have a solar callus ready for when you do go to Benidorm or whatever else that you go to in the summertime for a week or two. When you do get out into that more extreme sunlight, you can help yourself absorb the sun more and stop yourself getting burnt because
Yeah, you've already
you've
got
got
it.
tougher
It's
skin.
already ingrained into you.
It's already ingrained into you to embrace nature. So when you start embracing more extreme nature, it doesn't have a massive crazy effect on your body, basically.
I mean, if someone was to ask us now, why didn't we wear sun cream? Why don't we believe in it? What would our answer be? In short,
In short, I would say our ancestors didn't have to wear sun cream.
animals don't wear sun cream.
Animals don't wear sun cream, but our ancestors didn't travel, take them 3 to 4 hours to travel on a plane and get to a totally different
I,
environment either.
I was going to say,
You know,
but even
but
without
even without
going
that,
into that, let's say just even when it gets hot in June, July, August in England, everyone's on the beach. People are still wearing sun cream in England. So
they are, yeah.
even still, if we were to stay in England, then go on holiday, why still wouldn't we wear sun cream when we have the couple of weeks of a heat wave?
Because you're blocking out one of the most important minerals and vitamins that you can get from nature, which
Yeah.
is vitamin D. Like I said, it's
Can't
not
get it
even
from anywhere
you
else.
can't get it from anywhere else. It's a light derived hormone. It it changes your whole genetic profile. It changes everything, you know. So to stop you from getting burnt, you're going to put sun cream on. That's going to stop you from getting all of the beneficial parts of the sun,
UV
UV
specifically.
and all that. And again, you're never going to build that solar callus up if you continue to do that anyway. So you're never going to get a better tolerance to sunlight if you constantly
Block the
block it.
thing that makes you more tolerant to it.
Exactly. So it's lose lose. It does not make
Yeah,
sense.
I mean, if we're going to take it a step further, in my opinion, I think that's one of the reasons why people get cancer, because they wear sun cream. I mean, UV light specifically helps with autophagy and apoptosis. They're the methods of, what's the word?
They're the methods.
Recycling. They're like the recyclers for when you're asleep. UV light controls those processes, and if you don't get enough UV exposure, then you might not have efficient autophagy or apoptosis.
Yeah. So apoptosis and autophagy is basically when your body starts to eat away at the inefficient cells or the dying cells or the cells that will eventually become cancerous because they are
Some of them
not
even
in the
are
right. Yeah,
already cancerous. Like,
exactly.
we all have cancerous cells
We
inside of
do.
us,
We do. Yeah.
but it's those processes that get rid of them.
For
I
sure.
can't remember which way around it is, but one of them gets rid of dead cells or cells that you don't need, so that'd be the cancerous ones, and then the other process takes damaged cells and it takes the bits out that are useful and discards the rest. So it's like a mechanic. It'll take the gearbox out of a car if it's still working and scrap the rest of it, sort of thing.
It's like clearing the bins.
Yeah.
If you don't clear the bins, you're just going to end up full of shit,
Yeah,
basically.
gonna end up looking like a street in Bradford.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, again, it all ties together. If you're getting the right amount of sun, if you're getting sun exposure at sunrise, then you're getting the melatonin at the correct time for you to fall asleep at the right time. If you eat at the right time as well, then you're fasting from sunlight, you're fasting from food, you're getting that autophagy and apoptosis
From
at
the
the
UV,
right time
yeah.
from the UV and
you-
from food and from
Yeah.
everything else, and your body's actually clearing out the bins every night if you allow it to, if you just stick to nature's
Yeah.
principles.
Whereas when, like you said, if you don't take the bins out, it's going to pile up. You know, if you're exposed to blue light past sunset, or if you wear sun cream, you're never getting enough UV light into your system, or you've got a broken circadian rhythm, then using the analogy, you can't take the bins out every night. The bin
Exactly.
piles up, and then if
Exactly.
we're sticking to that analogy, when the bins pile up, that's when disease is going to start to set in.
Exactly.
Because you haven't got rid
Because
of all the shit in your body.
It's because your timing is off. The bins go out every Wednesday night because Thursday morning the bin man comes in. For example, I'm just using a random example. But if you're throwing off your timing all the time by putting sun cream on your skin, because your skin actually has clock genes in it that tells the time of the day from the UV and sunlight exposure that it's getting, from the eyes as well. All these things help.
Yeah.
So we're meant to get red light in the mornings to tell you, right, this is the start of the day.
Hormones start
Hormones
firing.
activate. This is start of the day. Boom, and then we have midday sun. If midday sun is thrown off because we're wearing sun cream, then our body can't tell what time it is, and we're throwing off the whole schedule.
And then even worse, your skin might be thrown off because you're covered head to toe in sun cream. You might even be wearing sunglasses, so your eyes can't even detect what time of day it is.
Exactly.
You're fucking yourself.
It's a
at that
recipe
point.
for disaster.
Yeah.
And then you're staying up late at night because
Blue light exposure.
the disco's on and the kids are bouncing around everywhere because they've had too much ice cream and chocolate and whatever else because you're on holiday, and then you don't sleep until midnight or whatever else, and you've been drinking and dehydrating yourself all day on holiday as well.
Yeah.
Your body can't tell what time it is. You go to sleep at the wrong time.
With the air conditioning on in the room.
It's just all these things are piling up against you. You know what I mean? So then this is how cancer and all these other things start. This is basically what we're trying to tell you.
Neurodegenerative diseases. In my opinion, that's how all this starts.
How it all ties back to
Not taking the bins out.
circadian rhythm,
Mhm.
which is your schedule, your sleep and wake schedule. And
It's how your body tells what time of day it is.
it's how your body tells what time of day it is. Exactly. And all these, and mitochondrial health as well, basically. And your
Which is
mitochondria
tied
is,
to everything we spoke about.
and your mitochondrial health is tied to your circadian rhythm. You know, so when you're doing all the right things at the right time, then the little batteries in your cell that produce all the energy for you,
And water.
and they produce intracellular water as well, and all this other stuff, and hydrate you from the inside out, they all work at the right time and at maximum efficiency. So you get good amount of energy levels, you feel amazing, your mood is amazing, and your health is amazing at the same time. So yes, don't wear sun cream in the sun unless you really, really, really have to. Listen, like I said, if you haven't built up your solar callus enough, that's fine. And sometimes you might be on a boat, for example, and you can't go in the shade and things like that.
Beeswax or zinc.
You can use zinc oxide. So another thing that's really, really a big problem with sun cream is the amount of chemicals, again, not natural chemicals in it. And these chemicals, as soon as you put anything on your as soon as you put anything on your skin, it is basically soaking into your body because your skin is permeable.
Anything you put on your skin, you're pretty much drinking, aren't you?
Yes.
It just gets absorbed.
It gets absorbed through your skin into your system, into your blood system. So if you're putting a SPF 50 on or whatever else, and it's got all these crazy chemicals to block the sunlight, you're actually putting them chemicals into your body. So that's not good. You can get zinc oxide based sun cream, which is a lot more natural. It's naturally derived. Try and get the ones with the more natural ingredients in it. You can research this for yourself. Again, we don't need to spell it all out for you. But zinc oxide sun cream, it can help you to reduce the amount of sun exposure that you're getting in a safer way. You can go into the shade. Me and you are in the shade right now. The tree is naturally blocking the
sun,
but we're still getting sun exposure from the leaves as well.
The plants give off a lot of red light.
They do. The red light bounces off.
We're absorbing a lot of infrared light just from being sat here at the moment.
We are, because the green, the color green from these leaves all around us is actually bouncing off that red near infrared light spectrum into us.
Yeah.
So we are still getting a lot of sun exposure even if we're in the shade. So shade is a great way of naturally protecting yourself from getting too exposed to sun exposure, because what we're not saying is right, no sun cream and sunbathe 12 hours a day as soon as you get into Benidorm or whatever else at 31 degrees. You're going to be cooked. You're going to be as red as an octopus, as a lobster, sorry, when you're done.
10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And you're going to mess yourself up. And actually, that can be damaging to your health anyway, because the sun, like we spoke about, it is radiation still. Yeah. It's nature's radiation, which is a lot healthier than the non-native EMF.
But you're still not used to it.
You're still not used to that large amount of radiation. So if you ground yourself, that will help you absorb more sunlight as well, because you're still kind of getting rid of the positive charge that you're building up from increasing the amount of sunlight that you're getting. Of inflammation. So when you are starting to get red, you see your skin starts to get tingly, starts to get a little bit agitated, and you're starting to think, right, I'm starting to burn here. Try and get your skin in contact with the floor. Try and ground. Try and get in the ocean. That's something that I was doing a lot on
some natural holiday. Shade.
Or just jump
if you
in
need
natural
to go in some shade, perfect. But if you can sit under a tree, even better, because you're still building up like that base tan sort of thing. You're still getting some sort of light exposure, just at a less intense level.
For sure. So yeah, that was something that I was doing on holiday a lot, was spending as much time in the sun as possible, soaking up as much as I can. As soon as I started to feel like I was getting too hot and my skin was starting to get a little bit red, I would jump in the ocean and super ground myself. The ocean's cold as well. It'll cool my skin off naturally. And that was my protection from building up too much radiation, even though it's natural radiation within my body. So yeah, that's a little tip for you. Again, jump under the tree. You can jump under the umbrella if you want, but it's not as good as the tree, because the tree is still going to give you that little bit of UV light that bounces off the green spectrum of the leaves, basically. So that's another tip for guys that go on holiday, to allow you to still get a really nice tan naturally, but not burn yourself to the level that you're actually damaging the skin cells on your body, you know. So yeah,
what else should we go into?
Let's go into sunglasses, because again, we spoke about how your eyes are one of the main things that you use to tell what time of day it is, you know. So the sunlight going through your eyes, that's
where we spoke about this in the past. The main clock is that regulates all your hormones. It's in your eye.
It's connected to your eye. It's in your hypothalamus. It's called the suprachiasmatic nuclei. So that in the middle of your brain is basically the master clock of your whole body that kind of sets the rhythm for everything else, and that is controlled through your eyes. So that's why if you get up and try and see the sunrise, or if you get up and go straight outside, naked eyes in the sunlight, that's going to tell your body, right, it's this time of the day. Now we know what biological processes to do
To start, yeah.
to start with, for sure. When you wear sunglasses, you block all that. You kind of trick your brain, and your brain can't tell what time of day it is. There is certain times for you to wear sunglasses. I'm not totally against it. If you're on holiday and you're driving, for example, you
Well,
might wear
even
sunglasses.
still, you're behind an unnatural.
You're already behind unnatural light,
Yeah.
so you're not getting the UV light anyway. That's
Yeah.
fine. Then put the
Put them on,
sunglasses
yeah.
on, because I'd rather you um, protect your eyes from the glare that you might get from the concrete or from other cars, and prevent yourself from crashing into another car and killing yourself and your whole family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not ideal, is it?
Yeah.
And just to be like, oh, I'm a hard case, I never wear sunglasses. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So another place where you might wear sunglasses is if you're on a skiing holiday, because the light bouncing off of the white snow has a large glare effect as well, and that can damage your eyes. So you're obviously going to wear sunglasses then. Same when you're doing water sports and you're maybe on a boat for a large period of time, or you're skiing, water skiing, or you're doing windsurfing or whatever else. That's a case for wearing sunglasses, So
Or
there
you,
is times where you are allowed to wear sunglasses.
say,
I'd
or
say.
you could be like Future, just wear your glasses in the club. Blocking blue light, to be fair. So
You can wear, listen, like I do, and I've done in the past. You can wear blue light blockers in the club. They're my version of Cartier shades. Shades, sorry, you know what I mean. That's my style. So, yeah, there is cases for it, but yeah, don't wear sunglasses when you don't need to. Only wear them when you do need to. That's usually when you're driving, if you're on ice, if you're in the water, and you're getting large amounts of glare, basically, and you need to still be able to see what you're doing.
I was gonna say it changes how the light comes into your eye as well. So it changes the polarization of light. So the sun, the light from the sun is unpolarized, which means that it just, imagine like squiggly lines. It moves in every direction, and it comes in through all angles. Whereas when you put sunglasses on, it makes the light polarized, so it just moves in a straight line, just flat line. It's meant to move in all directions and bounce. If you imagine you're looking at a graph, it needs to be like squiggly lines, sort of thing. But yeah, when that happens, it messes up your circadian rhythm.
For sure. So, while we're on the topic of glasses, some people wear contact lenses, myself included sometimes. You can wear contact lenses that allow UV light to pass through them. I forgot.
Because general contacts don't.
General
If you
contacts
have,
don't. They're basically like wearing glasses or sunglasses. When you wear sunglasses, like Lou just mentioned, it changes the frequency at which the light gets into your eyes, at which is not natural. You can get more natural ones that allow at least the UV part of the light to enter your eyes. I think the ones that I have are called total dailies. Again, I can send a link to people if needs be. Next thing, again, while we're on glasses, blue light blocking glasses. Make sure that you put them on when the sun sets. So as soon as the sun sets,
or if you've got to get up early before the sunrise.
or if you've got to get up early, yeah, to stop yourself from getting overstimulated by this unnatural blue light that we bathe ourselves in from the computer screens and all the other things that we have around us.
Which tricks your brain into thinking it's midday.
Which tricks your brain into thinking it's midday. So that starts to throw off your circadian rhythm. It starts to make energy late at night when you don't need to, and then it makes it harder for you to fall asleep. When you don't fall asleep on time, then you don't get up on time, and then you're not sticking to nature's schedule.
You can't take the bins out when
you need to.
When you're looking at your phone at 10:30 at night.
Exactly. Then you start piling shit up in your body.
Because then autophagy and apoptosis can't
It
come
don't
in
care
to
at the right
get
times.
rid of them cancerous cells, and by that point you're just building up the amount of waste products in your body.
for sure. So, yeah, these are little tips for you guys to do on holiday while you're away. Let's think of what else can we think of?
We covered a lot there, haven't we?
We have covered a lot. Let's cover this. Oftentimes, you don't get a good quality water when you're on holiday,
Yeah.
especially if you're like us and you drink the Highland Spring, and you're used to high quality water.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, please. And then you go on holiday and you go to a hotel, and luckily the hotel that I went to last had a supermarket basically
Inside it.
inside the hotel. So I'll just go into the supermarket, get as many glass bottles as I can. San Pellegrino was the only ones. I couldn't get the still one, so I'd get sparkling, and then I'd put a pack of electrolytes in it. Now I've got really high quality water. I've got all the minerals that I need. Actually, the carbon that they use to make
Fizz.
the fizz is actually good for you as well.
Is it?
Yeah. So I was getting the win-win-win. You know, I was doing all the right things, but again, it's expensive. It was really expensive. Lanzarote doesn't have its own water source. There's no fresh water on Lanzarote at all, even though it's volcanic and there's a lot of deuterium depleted water, but it's maybe a mile underneath the Earth's core. You know what I mean? So, the Earth's crust, sorry, into the core. So, because there's no natural spring water in Lanzarote, they have to import all of their water. So I was paying
So it's
close to
expensive.
€3 per bottle. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'd have 1 or 2 bottles a day max, but again, that's still a lot, you know. So because I was drinking a lot of water, I would still drink water out of. They had like water machines in the hotel, for example, and I know the water is bad quality. I know the water probably has
Hasn't been filtered.
has not been filtered correctly. Sometimes it would taste like I was drinking water straight out of the pool. It was grim.
Yeah.
But like we mentioned previously, I still bless the water, you know, because it has a massive effect. Our intentions have a massive effect. Same thing with the food. You might not be eating the best quality food that you eat.
I definitely wasn't.
I definitely wasn't. Not compared to what I normally eat at home. Normally, and I know you're the same, we get food from the farm. We get it from
Grass-fed, 100% organic meat.
we get it from the local farmers.
Yeah.
It's summertime right now. A lot of the tomatoes and
Organic
a lot of the
strawberries.
herbs that I have in my kitchen right now are all from my garden. You know, so they are super local. They're literally right outside my kitchen. Now I'll go to a different environment. None of the food's organic. None of the food is at a high standard like we prefer it to be. But again, still, I bless the food. I thank whatever the animal went through, whether it was tortured, whether it was in
Injected,
super bad conditions, whether it
injected with
was
hormones,
injected with hormones, whether it was
force-fed
ill,
antibiotics.
whether it was, yeah, exactly, whether it was slaughtered in the wrong way, etc., traumatized, and all of that sort of stuff. Because we don't just eat food physically, we eat food mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, and spiritually as well.
There's a frequency comes off of food.
There's a very deep meaning behind you are what you eat.
Mhm.
And again, like I mentioned, it's not just physical,
Yeah.
it's mental, emotional, spiritual.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at this piece of lamb or whatever it is that I'm eating on holiday, I learned this off Paul Check. Or even when I'm in the airport and I'm having a sandwich or something or whatever else, or I'm having a piece of meat, I will kind of pray over that meat and say, you know, whatever you went through in your life, or whatever damage has occurred to you, let's forget that. Let's forgive and forget. And actually, whatever you went through has led you to being consumed by me. And now that you're coming into my system is all about being happy, healthy, whole. So you're going to be happy, healthy, and whole within me, because that's what I'm going to make you into. Because I'm going to make you, this piece of chicken or whatever, into my cells. And I'm going to make every single one of my cells happy, healthy, loving. And actually, all this pain and this suffering that you went through, it's for a good cause. Because now I'm going to go and change the world, and you're going to change the world with me. Make sense? So now that's how you can pray over your food and actually start to, let's say, alchemize all of the trauma that this piece of meat or this veg or whatever has been put through, so that you can transmute it into your cells without it having a negative effect on you. You know,
People are going to struggle to do that at first.
people
But
are going
it's
to.
not. It's
People
not a
are probably,
short-term fix. You
No.
need to practice this for a long time.
people are going to probably look at this and think, "What a fucking weirdo." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care. I do not care, because listen, that's how I work, and that's just my beliefs. Again, it's sharing my truth is what
Our truth,
it's,
yeah.
it's our truth. That's true to me. That might not be true to you. That's fine, you know. And take it or leave it. It's there anyway. You know, the invitation is open. My hand is out.
It's up to you if you take
It's
it.
up to you if you take it. Exactly. So that's another thing that I like to do when I'm on holiday as well.
I would say, going back with the water while you're away. When I was in the airport for my last flight, I noticed probably if you're struggling for water, a good alternative is coconut water
Yep.
or even glacier water. It's going to have better mineral contents in it, so look out for that if you need it.
All of the best. Again, we can do a separate podcast on water, couldn't we? Really going into levels and all that sort of stuff. But typically, the healthiest water on the planet is the water that is the furthest away from the equator, because it has the least amount of deuterium in it.
We're going there.
We're not going to go deuterium today, but
And I don't think they're ready
the
for that.
Icelandic water.
I mean, even by us, north of England, it's
Why
fairly
do we have Highland Spring? Because it's from
Scotland.
the Highlands in Scotland. It's the furthest point north that we can find in the UK, basically, and
So
it's the furthest away from the equator, so it has the least amount of deuterium in it.
Yeah.
The least amount of deuterium means it is the best, basically. To put it
What is
short.
deuterium? It's an isotope
It's
of
an
hydrogen.
isotope of hydrogen. Yeah, it's a heavier form of hydrogen, basically.
which
To put it short.
clogs up your mitochondria.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
reason it's higher up in the higher latitudes is because we have worse sunlight.
Yes.
So we have less deuterium in the water naturally to compensate for the lack of sunlight. So our mitochondria can
still work well.
and produce more internal UV again to make up for the lack of sunlight. So we're still staying at an optimal sort of level of health.
Just the way nature works, baby. It's
That was-
perfect. It's perfect. That was good.
Yeah, that was a brief overview.
That was good. That was
very
good.
brief, but yeah, we could. Yeah, that, like you said, that's a completely different podcast in itself. That's a good couple of hours of talking if we were to go into that.
For sure. So yeah, there are a few things that you can do on holiday. You know, just to kind of break it all down for you in a little bit of a summary. You've got EMF protecting clothing. You've got EMF protecting blankets and bags even, and hats and all this other stuff to protect you from the radiation. We didn't speak about you have the scanners in the airport, and you can. I'm not going to go there and get all mad and how you can basically refuse the bioscanners and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So the scanners that they use to basically blast your body with radiation to scan your whole body.
I saw a woman in a wheelchair. She didn't go through it. I was like, I could just get in one of them. It's blag.
You can basically say, no, I don't want to get into it. I want you to pat me down instead, basically, and they'll just do a bit more.
I'm not having that. I'll go through the machine. Can't
It
be
is
arsed
what
with
it
that.
is. Again, I just thought I'd mention it anyway because I know people would
Getting
probably
touched up by some random fella in the airport. Just
Yeah.
put me through the machine for 5 seconds.
yeah. My mitochondria is strong enough anyway, so I do all the right things. It doesn't matter.
If that's the thing that's gonna kill me off, that 5 seconds in there, then I may as well just fucking die now.
Yeah, it literally. Yeah. So, excuse me. So yeah, you got EMF protection,
Grounding
You
once
got-
you land.
grounding once you land. You got blue light blocking as well when you're in the airport.
When you're
you-
on the plane,
on
stay
the
away
plane,
from alcohol.
make
no
sure-
AirPods.
No AirPods. Make sure that you fuel yourself correctly before you get on the plane. Lots of high fat.
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes as well. Make sure that you're super hydrated. Once you land, you ground yourself. Then you get up for sunrise, or at least get outside as soon as possible.
Set the circadian clock
Set
as
the
soon as
circadian
possible.
clock as soon as you wake up on the first day, or after the first night, or whatever,
Whenever you land.
whenever you land. And then make sure that you minimize the sunscreen. Be clever with your sun exposure.
I was going to say, assuming that you've done the work throughout the year to build that solar callus.
Yeah. Even if you haven't, just get out as much as you can, then jump in the shade, then jump in the ocean, then do a little bit more sun exposure, then get in the shade, then jump in the ocean. You can still stay outside all day and not absolutely fry yourself. Bless your food, bless your water. Make sure that you stay hydrated with electrolytes as well in the water, even if the quality of the water is bad.
I was
Still
going
put
to say,
electrolytes
just
in.
quickly to butt in, when you say about blessing the water and your food, that'd be a good idea to do. You know, so you're not stressing about everything. You know, at the end of the day, you're on holiday. You don't want to be worrying about, I only need to eat organic food and glass bottled water. It's impossible. So if you bless the food, it sort of puts
Great point.
you at ease a bit more. You're not going to stress out as much about trying to be perfect.
Great point, Lou, because exactly, we've come on holiday most of the time to de-stress.
People are going to be watching this thinking, fucking hell, their holiday must be shit. They must just be worrying constantly.
Listen,
but it's not like that at all.
Exactly. I eat and drink whatever I want on holiday.
I was drinking 9 out of 10 days. I was there.
Exactly.
And I do not regret any of it. I came back feeling refreshed.
Yeah, exactly. But guess what? We enjoyed doing it. We blessed the experience, whatever the experience was.
I still wore the blue light glasses every now and then. Didn't wear them every night. You know, can't always be arsed wearing it. You know, for the 10 days out of the year when I'm not wearing them, you know, I don't actually care.
Yeah. But still, again,
I still wore them once or twice.
like you said, just blessing the food, water, alcohol, whatever you're having, helps you to not think about it and not worry. Because stress and worry are probably the biggest killer out of everything.
Inflammation.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about grounding from EMF, but if you're creating internal inflammation, then that's just as bad.
Exactly.
And also, in case people are still confused about the blessing the food or the water, you know them studies where they've given like cancer patients like sugar cubes, saying this is the cure.
A placebo.
It's the placebo. If you can almost trick yourself into saying, right, this is the best option I have at hand while I'm on holiday, you're almost like tricking yourself into a placebo as well. Forget the spiritual side of it, just the physical side. You could physically trick your body into not, what's the word? As it sort of absorbs it and digests it, you're sort of tricking it into thinking it's not as bad as what it actually is.
It's programming it for yourself, basically. Because if you...
Kind of lost one, you know.
It's all right.
Yeah, so programming it.
It's programming it, basically. So if you program something to be like, this cake's I'm gonna have to go to the gym tomorrow after I've had this cake, you're already setting yourself up for failure. You know, I would encourage people to look into the effects of placebo and the effects of nocebo. Do you know what nocebo is?
What is it?
Nocebo is basically the opposite. When If the doctor tells a cancer patient, mate, you've got 3 months to live,
Oh yeah, and
then they die like in 3 months.
yeah,
Or it goes even extreme. It's like, "Ah, I'm giving you 5 days, mate. On the fifth day, they're like, right, heavens come and take me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Basically, you know. Again, this is the most powerful thing that we have: our mind, our imagination, how we program things, the thoughts that we think.
or
Massive,
manifests
yeah.
into the physical plane.
It does. It's massive. We're gonna have to do a separate podcast on this. Definitely, we're
We're
gonna have
gonna,
to do
we're gonna be,
several podcasts
we're
on
gonna,
this.
people are gonna be. I reckon that's gonna be on a t-shirt at some point.
What?
That phrase, that could be a different podcast. That could be a whole nother podcast. People
That
are gonna
is
get
gonna
sick
be.
of us saying that.
But listen, it is though. Listen, we're not trying to tell you all this stuff so that you have to worry about things constantly. We're telling you this sort of stuff so that you can make the right decisions and actually program things better for yourself and have a bit of guidance
And understand
from
why you're
our,
doing it.
and understand why you're doing it and have it from our experience, basically, you know. Otherwise, it'll take a long time for you to learn all this by yourself, you know.
Yeah.
We're just giving you a
Give
bit
it a
more of a
shortcut.
Exactly. So yeah, massively, it's so important how you perceive the food and the drink that you are eating. If you look at the food and the drink that you're eating while you're on holiday as, like you said, this is the best that I'm going to get. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not even going to
Yeah.
think about it.
I'll be back to normal in a few days when I get home.
Yeah, as soon as I finish eating it, it's going to sit perfectly in my stomach. It's going to get assimilated correctly.
You'll be on like an emotional high as well, just from being on holiday. So it'll
exactly.
digest and
It's going to
program
get
in a more
digested
positive
perfectly.
way.
Exactly. You know,
Go and
just
smash the ice cream,
yeah,
the churros,
go and
whatever.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
You know, because we do when we're on holiday,
100%.
100%, and
I
I
was smashing
thoroughly
the
enjoy it.
churros every night. Cocktails non-stop. Just
Listen, and again, for me, this is just my experience. I smashed the food in the first 2-3 days. I was in an all-inclusive hotel, you know what they're like. And then after day 4, I was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna fast half a day here, just to give my body a little bit of a
we
break."
forgot to even talk about fasting. We said that at the start, didn't we? This was going to be the
So
holiday.
that can be part two.
I've had enough. I'm not going into that yet. I'll be here for another 3 hours. Yeah, okay. This can be a two-part thing. Part 2 will be the fasting. Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna have to separate it. But again, I'll mention it dead quick. I would just have half a day. I'd skip breakfast and
Yes,
lunch.
I did that a couple of days.
You know, just to give my body a bit of a break from constantly digesting crazy amounts of food. You know what I mean?
I
But-
couldn't eat any more milk or chocolate. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, I was literally stuffed. So it's nice to give your body a bit of a break and allow the bins to clear, to use that analogy again. And then you can pile it on again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are all...
And then this will be the second part, but I did a 3-day fast when I got home. I'm not going to go into that now. I can't be asked, but yeah, it's something to keep
We'll
in
share
mind.
our experience
Yeah.
about our 3-day fast and what we did. Mine was a little bit different to Lou's, but...
Because I'm fatter.
Yeah.
I piled on a lot more than what you did.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll speak about that in the next part, I guess.
Should we leave that there?
Let's leave that there.
Okay.
No more free game for
Yeah,
today.
no, we're done now. That was part 1. I'm going to create part 2 now. Part 2 is going to be the fasting side of it after holiday and everything, what our experience has been. So, yeah, subscribe or whatever button's there, press it and you'll catch the next one.
See you guys on the next one, guys.
That'll do us.
That'll do us.